Why is my coffee weak? I've just got a new machine. I'm trying my best, but every cup I get from this machine tends to be rather weak and watery, even bitter tasting. So where am I going wrong? Let's have a look in this video at some of the causes of weak coffee. One of the critical things is the way we load up the basket in our portafilter and the tamping process, pressing it down. If we get that wrong, if there's too much pressure or too little pressure, that can cause problems with the extraction process. So we've got to talk about channeling. So if you imagine your filter basket is full of coffee grinds, now you want the water to go cleanly through all of the grinds and then it's collected at the bottom in your cup. Now, channeling is where it forms a channel of flow through the coffee, and that can happen if you've tamped it too much and there's a crack that has formed. Most of the water is going to take the path of least resistance through the crack. So you're not going to be getting water through the entire bed of coffee, and that is certainly going to affect the strength of the coffee. Another problem I see that is counterintuitive is people put too much coffee in here. They'll fill this up, they'll put a little heap over the top, and then they'll tamp it down so it's flat. And you can tell you've done this when you remove it from the machine and look inside. If you can see an impression from inside the machine in the coffee grinds, it's too much coffee grinds, it's creating too much pressure. And what happens as those ground beans expand, they fill up the space and they make it much harder for the water to go through. So actually adding too much coffee can lead to a weaker taste because in most machines it affects the extraction and you're unable to fully extract the flavour from the grinds. If you've got a scoop that measures out the correct amount, always use that, let that be your guide. And you want to be extracting twice as much water to the weight of grinds. So if you had, for example, 10 ounces of grinds, you would be extracting 20 ounces of water. That's a rule of thumb that most people work to. It makes sense to vary that slightly depending on the bean, the roast type, and the grind size. They can all have a bearing on the overall strength of the coffee. So over-extraction is where too much water goes through. So if you ignore that 2-to-1 ratio and you go 3-to-1, you're going to end up with very weak coffee. Now what happens is the coffee becomes over-extracted. You're no longer pulling through the beneficial flavour notes from the coffee grinds and you're starting to get the bitter tasting elements of the coffee coming out. And that really is detrimental to the overall flavour of the coffee. If you take a quick shot that's very, very short, a Ristretto shot, and compare that taste with a Lungo shot, a very long espresso shot, you'll notice that that Ristretto shot is very rich, very coffee tasting, very creamy, whereas the Lungo shot is much more watery and much more bitter. So although you've got more coming out of the machine, the flavour has certainly been sacrificed to achieve that. So the freshness of the bean also has an effect. So within the bean there are lots of gases, CO2 and other little flavour components that will evaporate over time. You lose the benefit of those. So if you're using beans that have been in the cupboard, or ground coffee, even worse, because the gases and the beneficial elements escape more quickly from that. But if that's been in the cupboard for months or even years, you're never going to produce a nice strong tasting coffee from that because most of the elements have dissolved. You're left with the raw coffee grinds. Always check the freshness of the bean or the roast or the grind that you get. If you buy it from a professional roastery, there'll be a stamp on there of the roast date. If you buy it from a supermarket, you have to be a little clever and look at the sell-by date, and generally manufacturers put a year on from the roast date as the sell-by date, or sometimes even 2 years. If the month is now December, for example, and you know the expiry date is November of next year, you know that you're within that critical 30-day period. But you really can't beat buying fresh coffee. Once you've tasted a freshly roasted bean that's been freshly ground, you'll probably never go back to most of the off-the-shelf stuff that you buy in supermarkets. The final factor that affects the strength of the coffee is the water temperature and the amount of water. So we've already mentioned over-extraction, so I'm not going to labour that point. The temperature of the water that you use to extract the coffee has a relatively large bearing on the final strength that you get, especially with a high-pressure espresso machine. Now, interestingly, if you use some kind of pour-over coffee maker or a cafetière or something like that, the temperature has no bearing at all on the final flavour. So the temperature range is typically between about 93 to 97 degrees, and right in the middle of that seems to be the sweet spot for these high pressure espresso machines. But it does depend on the roast type. You'll often find that darker roasts prefer cooler temperatures. You get less of the bitter elements coming out, and lighter roasts need a higher temperature because that extracts some of the more delicate flavors that are locked inside the bean. After this video, go and make yourself a coffee, a nice strong one. And when you get back, I've lined this video up for you that you should find very interesting. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, because that really does help the channel. We're a very small channel and we appreciate all the support. And don't forget to boot that like button. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.